This UFC fighter has a dark alter ego called Lord Assassin, and his wife helps to keep it all under control. He's an all-action guy. You can see him punching, kicking, dancing, showboating, and barking in the cage. Man, he is insane. He will smile at you, give you a fist bump, and then absolutely beat the living hell out of his opponent and follow that up by crying in the cage. And since he's on a 12-fight winning streak, you know that it all happens a lot. Outside the cage, he turns down his alter ego, while inside we see him going crazy like a man possessed. No wonder Bryce Mitchell thinks that he is possessed. A total non-stop entertainer, he's got that ferocious Wanderlei Silva energy in him, that axe murderer look from the Pride era. He's part of the much hyped Fighting Nerds team from Brazil's
Represento Fight Nerds.
So no need to talk about his finishing or his well-rounded game. You already know all of that. By now you might have guessed, but let me present to you the Lord Assassin, John Silva. Recently, Lord Silva has been in the spotlight for beefing with his UFC 314 opponent, Bryce Mitchell.
You barking up the wrong tree.
Controversy's favorite child, Mitchell, has been in hot water again and again. He has some outrageous views on Hitler, the Holocaust, and everything that is under the sun. Too many conspiracy theories at once, but we'll leave this topic for another day. The two are having a heated feud as evidenced by their interactions at the UFC 314 press conference. John Silva came out with a globe against Bryce at the press conference that had many in the arena bursting out with laughter. He vowed to educate Bryce Mitchell by saying that hillbillies like to walk around with toothpicks in their mouths. I'll make him swallow it. A little too personal for Bryce, who fired back with his responses in an interesting back and forth. This presser was a stunning masterclass in bullying, led by the one who got bullied as a child. We're surely going to get one explosive fight when these two finally square off next month in Miami. John might have the most generic surname in the UFC, but he's anything but just a fighter. He makes sure to remind us all of that with his every single move. The MMA world has been fascinated by him ever since he made his UFC debut in January 2024. First of all, his walkout on his debut. He came out really slow, staring a hole down the camera while some eerie, spiritual music played in the background.
At the moment.
Ooh,
staring down the camera.
That's for you, Michael.
Let me tell you
That's
something.
for you.
This walkout took just 3 minutes and 40 seconds, just short of 4 minutes. And this one was bone-chilling. Most of the fans in attendance were stunned. But this was a wholesome 4 minutes, and all the while, this creepy guy was coldly staring into the camera. Now that the WWE and UFC are under the same umbrella, many would have thought the WWE icon Undertaker was about to make one of his epic entrances. After that one hell of an entrance, much was expected from him, and he didn't disappoint. Although his overall octagon time barely exceeded the epic entrance by 12 seconds, in the fight, he put on a dominant display to earn a stoppage win at the mark of 4 minutes 12 seconds in the first round. Silva then further added to his intrigue with a barking celebration. Damn, it feels like we have finally found a worthy contender for iShow Speed to have a barking contest with. When he was asked about his unique walkout in the post-fight scrum, he said, "I've said this before, it's another person, it's someone else. I've given a name to my alter ego, that's why Lord Assassin came out. Like it's another person. That's why I have to apologize because I wouldn't know how to answer what happens in the walkout. Yes, an alter ego, that's a first in the UFC." He continued, "That person has come out in different situations and shown up. And I have to give credit to my wife, Carol. She knows when he's approaching and she knows how to control that and to move on and focus. I've learned how to control it to a point so that it only shows up for work." I'm getting chills just talking about it, man. This reminds me of the psycho thriller movie Split.
The broken are the more evolved.
His wife, Carol, was the one who got him into MMA, and John credits her for everything that he's achieving in the ring today. A Muay Thai fighter originally, he turned it all into MMA with the aid of the hottest team in the sport right now, the Fighting Nerds. And as his team rose in 2024, so did Silva, and the fans jumped on board with each passing win. MMA fans at first were just intrigued by him, as they've seen many come and go with such antics, especially from the land of the palms. We've seen bone-chilling, expressionless faces from axe murderer Wanderlei Silva, the dancing entertainers like Johnny Walker and Michel Pereira, the bowing KO artists like Anderson Silva and Lyoto Machida, and the chain-smoking fighter from his team, Carlos Cortez. All of them are like characters out of a video game or a Japanese anime, but all of these guys make MMA the sport we see today. Here we have another character from Brazil, João Silva. The masses have now fully embraced the Lord Assassin for his authenticity and unique life story. Silva, despite being a foreigner in America, knows how to put on a show after the contest has ended to please the fans in the arena and those watching on the broadcast. We all love to see a guy talk the talk and then walk that walk in the cage, so it may also have something to do with that, but you can't deny his authenticity in all of this. João Silva proudly represents the fighting nerds.
Represento Fight Nerds.
Remember UFC 303? He was the one who put the famed fighting nerds glasses on Joe Rogan after his win. What used to be a joke and looked down upon is now being flexed with pride. And the credit for these glasses goes to his teammates and the de facto captain Caio Borralho and head coach Sukupuria. Representing that characteristic choice of eyewear is a priority for João just as much as winning is. These glasses have become a rage among the fans. They're a badge of honor for all fighting nerds. The 28-year-old has been on an upward trajectory ever since he debuted on Dana White's Contender Series in 2023. A hard-fought win in easily the fight of the night that day earned him a UFC contract.
Silva, the underdog, throws elbows like he throws hands. Great chin. Incredible hand speed. Obviously, he fights like a dog. He is absolutely coming into the UFC. Get over here, Silva.
And since making his UFC debut, he's shown his aggressive attack that has led him to TKO wins over Weston Wilson and Charles Jourdain before going to war with Drew Dober last summer in a bout upper weight class at 155 pounds. Silva put a beating on Drew and got a TKO win via doctor stoppage in the third round. Going up a division and doing Dober like that on short notice was seriously impressive. Lord followed that up with another TKO win over Melsik Bagdasaryan, and the wait for his return ends at UFC 314 where he meets Thug Nasty Bryce Mitchell. If this fighter from the Fighting Nerds has shown anything since earning a UFC contract, it's that he possesses a supreme confidence. But when he's in there with someone trained to beat him, he believes that he'll be the one leaving with his hand raised. That's the level of confidence Lord has in him. Add to that the talent, hard work, and good support system in and out of the gym, and Silva checks all the boxes to be a top star. It's not just about the show for João Silva, he's truly an assassin inside the cage. He's on a 12-fight winning streak and on the cusp of joining the elite 145-pounders with a win at UFC 314. Featherweight is one of the UFC's most stacked divisions. So much is expected of him, and hopefully he'll be there soon. But before that, he faces Bryce Mitchell. So what do you think of Lord João Silva? Do you think he has the talent to go all the way to the top in the UFC? What are your thoughts on his alter ego? Is it real or just for show? And who gets the W in his fight with Thug Nasty? Let us know in the comments section. And finally, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Sportskeeda MMA for all the latest stories in the game. And before you go, take a look at the video on your left where we explore why Michael Chandler is considered the dirtiest fighter in UFC history. Why is he being labeled the worst cheater by not one but plenty of his peers and pundits alike? Let's find out.